having been so discouraged by my conversation with Ambassador Martin, that the next day, Sunday, March 30th, 1975, I gathered 3 close colleagues together, and we met in the political section of the embassy, which was a Sunday. It was closed. It was empty. And sitting in this office with these 3 other individuals who were Shep Lohman, who was the head of the political section, Lacey Wright, who was the deputy head and a colleague and contemporary of mine. We had worked together in the Delta, and Frank Snepp, the lead CIA analyst, individual who later would write a book called Decent Interval, but who was really, really bright analyst on the ground in Saigon. And sitting with them, I said to them, I've been with the ambassador, I've been out talking to people, and the situation is hopeless. The end is coming. Only question is, how fast will the North Vietnamese move, and will they, for any reason, not attack, but have to be prepared for this? There will be, at the end, some planes coming to take people out. The ambassador is not preparing in any way for any evacuation, but if we're organized, if we have a plan together, we can save some people. If we have a safe house where we can bring them, and we have some vehicles so that we can take them to the airport, we can get people on planes. So I, of course, thinking of my wife's family, but I'm also thinking of many, many other endangered South Vietnamese with whom we worked and who will be desperate to leave. And I felt certain there could be as many as 1 million people who would want to leave South Vietnam if they could, but we would be lucky to be able to get a few thousand out. So I said, we can be prepared, we can work together. I'll be in Washington. I can keep everyone informed. Shep Lohman, I think, felt out of loyalty to the ambassador he shouldn't be part of this. He excused himself and left. And Lacey Wright, Frank Snepp, and I were in this room together as we concocted the plan. Lacey turned to me and said, I'm so glad somebody is finally doing something about this. So we designate he'd be the contact point to get the names. He had a house. He'd be able to get a certain amount of vehicles together. Frank Snepp said, I'm in, I'll keep you informed. You'll have every bit of information about how the situation is going, when the end will be there. And so we had, I'm sure this was the first effort by anyone to put together a plan by which we would try to save some highly endangered South Vietnamese officials, families, people to whom we felt that the United States had an obligation.